appreciate your presence tonight. It's good to be in God's house on Wednesday night and to see your smiling faces. Smiling faces. Amen. All right, this time the children are going to sing for us. God bless them.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Jesus said, "Suffer unto me the little children." The Lord loves the children, and I enjoy hearing them sing too. We're not looking to the Lord in prayer yet, but the reason why Pastor Bates is not here this evening is Brother Adam Buckler's father passed away, and we need to remember them in prayer. He's at the visitation now. He's actually probably on his way back home, but we need to remember them in prayer. It's never fun to bury a loved one. But if you'll stand with me this evening and turn to your Sing to the Lord hymnals, we're going to sing a song that we don't normally sing. And this is usually a song that is reserved for Sunday mornings, but I thought that it would be appropriate tonight. This tells such an amazing story about holy, holy, holy Lord God Almighty. Our God is a holy, righteous, pure God, and I am so grateful that we serve Him this evening. Page 2.
Our sun shall rise.
Before the singing's over this evening, Brooklyn Carpenter had a birthday today. So today is the 10th, it's 2021, so that means she'd be 34 today. Congratulations. We're going to sing happy birthday to her this evening. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Amen. Thank you for your good singing.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, I'm glad somebody's getting older. And it's not me. But it is good to be with you all once again tonight. I was 2.5 hours away when the pastor called me and said, would you mind helping me tonight? I'm going to be at a viewing in Kentucky. And I said, I planned on coming back tonight, but I made sure that I left in plenty of time so I could be back in prayer meeting. I missed prayer meeting last Sunday because of a new job that I've taken. And something was missing all week long. And I appreciate our prayer meetings. I appreciate the testimonies that God gives you and how they glorify God and they build up the body of Christ and encourage each other with how God's working in your lives. Amen?
Amen.
And I see that, I witness that, and I'm glad that God is doing great things for each and every one of us. We live in a world today that is so uncertain, a world today that is getting darker and darker and darker, and there's so many, I hate to say it, but there's so many false religions that is coming into our world and coming into the United States.
Amen.
That, thank God for Beach Grove Independent Nazarene Church. I believe, not that we're holy, 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 and that we're the only ones, but I believe we do serve the true and living God. Amen. The one who rose again from the dead and is triumphant over death, hell, and the grave. Amen. The only Savior in Jesus Christ. And I'm thankful for this church and our pastor and his family and their lives. Amen. All right. We need some help. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. And Blake, would you mind helping us out too with testimonies? Amen. I hope you've had a good week so far. Who's going to be the first? Sure.
If it's okay, I want to do that.
That would be perfect.
And I'm going to make that my, I love this country. I love what we stand for.
Amen.
So if you want that now, I'll give it to you.
Amen.
If
I
not,
believe-
we go right ahead.
No, you're good. You just go ahead and give us that.
You know, I can't do this sitting down. I walked through a small county courthouse square, and on the park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your old courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "Nah, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your flagpole has leaned a little bit, and that ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "Have a seat." And I sat down. "Is this the first time you've been here to our little town?" "I think it is," I said. "I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that little old ragged flag. You see, we got a little hole in that old flag there when Washington took it across Delaware. And it got powder burned the night Francis Scott Key sat watching it while writing, "Oh, say, can you see?" And they got a big rip in it in New Orleans, with Packingham and Jackson tugging at the seams. And it almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag. But she waved on through. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville, and she got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that little old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She turned blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low by the time it was through. She was in Korea and Vietnam. She went wherever she was sent by Uncle Sam. She waved from our ship from the briny foam, and now they're about quit waving her back here at home. It's for her own good, for she's been abused, she's been burned, she's been dishonored, denied, and refused. And the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare and wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. 'Cause she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, take her down every night. We don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up just right. On second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag.
Amen.
So I just want to thank the Lord for keeping his hand on America and that ragged old flag that's been through so much.
Amen.
Praise God.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Great.
Amen. Thank the Lord. God bless you.
I praise the Lord tonight. Praise the Lord tonight for helping me do my school today, helping me with everything. I just thank him a lot.
Amen.
Praise God. Praise the Lord. Take some courage to stand up for Jesus. Amen. There's an old timer. He'll stand up for Jesus. God bless you.
Well, I got a lot to be thankful for. I requested prayer, silent request on Sunday. Then last night we had our prayer group, and the day before I had taken a test and the results were horrible. And yet today I went to Beach Grove over here, and I said, well, while I'm here, I want to get tested again for my ailment. And lo and behold, I was shocked. In one sense, but not in another. But I mean, the results were couldn't have been that great.
Amen.
I just want to thank the Lord.
Yes.
Amen.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Praise God. God's better to us than what we deserve.
Sunday, I came home and I was in my room and I was just struggling with the Christmas, one of the songs, and I've just been struggling with it. I think I can speak for everybody that's in it. It's Hallelujah, and I've just been struggling. I'm like, I'm getting lost. I'm like, Lord, I need help. and I was looking up scripture and came across John 14 says, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, $1 million? No. But I was just like, Lord, I need help with this. And I'm really struggling. And so I felt like the Lord was really helping me out last Saturday. I felt like the Lord was really helping me with that. I feel like I'm doing better. But I just want to thank the Lord for that. That He cares for all the small things and, you know, it was like, you know, I want it to be perfect, I don't want to mess it up.
Amen.
And so, just thank the Lord for He does care for all the small things.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise God. Praise His name.
I thank the Lord really to be in the prayer meeting. Today I've been praying, Lord, if you want me to testify, give me the words to say. And I remember back in a church group that I've been with previously, and they kind of had the motto, open your mouth and let it fly. They didn't do much study previously, you know, before they got up to preach or testify or anything. It was just that way. You just, the Spirit moved them to get up and they let it go. But, you know, I do want to honor the Lord and praise Him for what He is in my life. He is supreme in my life.
Amen.
He's above everything and
Amen.
everyone. I had to learn the lesson that He was above George. I like my husband to be in charge. His name is George. But he is not above God. God still is in control. And He's the one I want to follow and I want to obey.
Amen.
And, you know, he is just the one we can't, we could never say, I can't take God's word for it, or I have to have my own way. God knows what's best for us.
Amen.
Yes.
And every hour of the day, He's watching over us and
Thank you,
taking
Lord.
care of us.
Thank you, Lord.
And He can handle that job just real well. I love Him tonight.
Praise the Lord. Praise God.
You need me to stand up, or you tall enough to handle the mic? He's on tiptoes now. We have a pretty good day today. We had to rent a town and country minivan, and I said, this thing's amazing. You push the button, you have to make sure your foot's on the brake pedal, and off she goes. And I was looking at the gauges on the dash, and on our minivan, the gas gauge is on the left and temperature gauge is on the right. Well, we went through Brown County Hills and had a great time. And on the way back, I noticed this thing's missing out. And I just let off the gas and there it went. And we made it up to Indianapolis. I had a business appointment to do up downtown and got back home. Everything was fine. I parked it. We took off again and made a loop there to Methodist Church on 8th Street. All of a sudden, the thing died. Come to find out, I was reading the gauges backwards. So, you know, these vehicles don't run on fumes. So, but we had a glorious time. I'm praising the Lord for a good time that we had. And it was a relaxing, relaxing journey. And I appreciate the Lord for His handiwork.
Amen.
You could see every color in the sky, you know, on the trees and
Yes.
everything down there.
Praise God.
We bought about 10 leaves back to get pressed and put in our scrapbook. I said scrapbook, not junk book. What are you laughing at? So, anyhow, we had a good time. I love the Lord. I love Him for the country He's gave us.
Amen.
And I'm going to stand behind it the best I can.
Amen.
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 We ran out of gas, it's about a block and a half from home. So I was able to walk to get the gas can, and then a neighbor took me to get gas, and the Lord is good.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, I thank the Lord for the strength He gave me today. You know, the garden wasn't really too great this last summer, but I'm preparing for next year. And doing a lot of feel like I got almost more done than I thought I could actually do, but the Lord helped, and that's the way spiritually too. We may not see everything
Right.
done like we want to spiritually, but we keep hanging in there because someday the Lord's going to reward us, and
Amen.
we'll be glad that we obeyed the Lord. And I intend to obey Him and walk in the way He wants me to go.
Praise
And
God.
I just love the Lord, and I'm thankful for all His goodness to me.
Praise the Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Praise God. God bless you, birthday girl.
Stand up and testify. I have a lot to be thankful for. I just want to thank Him for everything He's done for me, and thank Him especially for 19 years of my life on this earth for my friends and family.
Amen.
I'm very blessed. I just want to give Him all the glory and praise.
Yes. Praise God. Praise the Lord. Amen. Amen.
I just want to thank the Lord for answering prayer. I'm thankful that He cares for us and for the love that He shows and for the help that He gives us and when we need Him the most. I just love Him with all my heart.
Praise the Lord.
I just want to thank the Lord for His goodness and watch care over us, over me and over us at the school.
Amen.
I don't say a whole lot about it. I kind of let the pastor do the talking about all the big things going on. But I do appreciate God's help, His leadership, His
Amen.
provision for us on a daily basis. And I would cover your prayers for our junior convention students. We thought some of them were going to be here tonight to kind of practice on us, but we've got junior convention Friday, and it's new for all of our students there. None of them have attended a convention before, so they got a lot of jitters, but I know that Jesus cares about each and every one of us.
Amen.
And we're just praying that God will speak to each one of them, and that they'll all come to a real knowledge of a relationship, a saving and sanctifying
Praise God.
relationship with
Praise
Jesus
God.
Christ. Because I know it's possible. He wants to do it.
Amen.
If they'll just let go and let God have His way. And we have some that are under conviction. They need God.
Amen.
They want them, and the Spirit has been working with them and dealing with them. And I appreciate God's help and strength and the leadership He gives on a regular basis
Amen.
to help us to speak to the kids and help them with not just with their academics, but spiritually point them in the right direction.
Amen.
I just give God all the glory and all the praise.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, Brother Powell, for your dedication and commitment. Amen.
I have much to thank the Lord for. On my way to work the other day, I was driving along and the truck in front of me lost his metal cabinet and landed right in front. I have so much to praise God for. He just gave me how to get out of the mess. And I just love him tonight with all my heart.
Praise the Lord.
And I want to be thankful.
Praise God.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Blake, would you vote this one back there?
I'd like to thank the Lord for taking care of us sometimes in spite of our stupidity. Last week I was out with Lene. She was driving my car. She was in a hurry to get home. We approached a yellow light and I said, go, 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 go. But unfortunately the car that was coming toward us turned right in front of us. She was beating the light too. And we literally missed by inches. And so I thank God for that protection of him tonight.
Thank the Lord.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Blake, would you lead us in that chorus, Count Your Blessings? Do you know that one?
Which one?
Count your blessings, name them one by one.
Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count
try doing that? You do it all day, couldn't you? And still not count them all. That's how good God's been to all of us. Amen?
Amen.
And that's who we're going to spend eternity with.
I just want to say that I love the Lord tonight. I think about that every morning. I get up at 5 o'clock, and from 5 to 6, I drink my coffee and sit on the back porch and just think about for everything.
Amen. Amen.
I love it.
Amen. Praise the Lord. That's a wonderful way to start the morning with coffee. A prayer, I mean.
First, then a cup of coffee.
To help you stay awake to pray.
That's right. I had to drink decaf though, so. Anyway, I love the Lord tonight, and the way He answers prayer just totally amazes me. I can't get over it sometimes, and talking about cars and problems with cars and things tonight. Years and years ago.
It's reading gas gauges is like the problem, not the car.
Well, and the person that's behind the wheel. I'm guilty. Years ago, I was going to the store and I got in we had a GTO, lived in Fairborn, Ohio. And I was going down the hill and the car started sputtering and carrying on and black smoke coming out of the rear end. I thought, oh no, I should have got some gas. So I ran back to the house, got in the shed, got a can, took it out to the car, put it in the gas tank, started it back up, and it went just a little ways, about half a block, and then done the same thing again. And I thought, what in the world is going on? Anyway, what I had done, we had cans of liquid fertilizer. I picked up the wrong can, put it in the gas tank. Well, that's had to clean the carburetor. I did. That was my job after I read the whole thing. I didn't know. Anyway, now that's, and you know what? God sees us through some of the craziest things sometimes. And I was just glad I hadn't got down the whole block before that happened. Anyway, I love the Lord tonight, and He is answering prayer in my family, and in ways that I never thought. Because when you're praying, you think you want it done yesterday, and you want it done in your own thoughts that should happen, but it's His way, and it is time, and I love Him with all my heart, and I want to continue to serve Him till my day is over and I'm in heaven.
Amen.
Then I can really praise Him.
Amen.
And I love Him with all my heart.
Praise God. Praise God. God bless you, brother.
So it's not today, but I'm in a good place. Tomorrow will be 60 days clean. So, I couldn't do it without these two right here. I'm grateful for them, and I'm grateful for all of you guys praying for me.
Amen.
Because I definitely need an army, and that's for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just grateful. I don't count my blessings, and I probably should. I've had a lot of crap go on here lately. Stuff that I have no control over.
Right.
But I was texting my sponsor actually on the way here, and I told him I don't even know what came out. It just came out of me, and I said, you know what? It's in God's hands.
Amen.
And I can't do anything about it, and I have to wait.
Amen.
Like another one said, you know, I want it tomorrow. I want it now, but that's not how it works. So,
Amen.
I'm grateful for all you guys. Thank you very much.
Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. Well, God's clock keeps perfect timing. Amen. He's never late, never too early. get my way sometimes. I'd make a total mess out of things. I'm just not as smart as Ray Haas. Ralph. When I first met Ray, he introduced himself as Ralph. So that's what I call him now. Ralph. Amen. All right. Appreciate these testimonies.
Brother, I'll go ahead and be the last to
Well,
testify.
amen.
If I can, I have a huge praise that I have to give to the Lord this evening. Every morning when my eyes open, the first prayer out of my mouth is, "Oh Almighty God, please protect my family.
Amen.
Be with them, walk with them. Put your angels in charge over them to keep them in all their ways." And the other night, it was, to some it may be just a deer, but Mom called me and said, "Are you near your house?" It was right down the road from where I was, and I could hear it in her voice. And I said, "Yeah, I am. What's wrong?" And I had already started to turn around. And she said, "A deer ended up running across 4 lanes of traffic, hit one car, actually the car hit him. Another car came by, hit him, and then Mom ended up being the third one, and she ended up ramping over him. And scared the twins half to death, scared Mom half to death. But they're okay.
Amen.
They're fine. They're alive. I've seen so many different accidents,
Yes.
especially working for a police department that could have been 1,000 times worse. And praise God that
the
they're
Lord.
okay.
Amen.
And another thing that happened to me this week, a friend of mine called me and he had to go to New York, where he's from. And his grandfather was an Army veteran, served in Korea.
Yes.
And he passed away. He was 90 years old. But he said while he was in Korea, he had watched, there was 300 men in his platoon, and only about 60 of them came home. And while he was there, he said, "Oh God, if you'll get me out of this, if you'll bring me home to my wife, I will serve you for the rest of my days." And something ended up happening. The men were going to go off and party. They were off duty. They were going to go in base, and they were going to have fun, and they were going to drink and smoke and do what they wanted to do, and everything. And all 150 of them died. And he was the only one that survived. And he came home, and he kept his promise to God.
Amen.
And he started a church inside the living room of his house. And every day he told every human being that he possibly could about Jesus. Stopped him and told him the way, kind of the way I've seen Rod Vore testify, is the way my friend described it to me, is, "Hold on just a second, I've got to tell you about the greatest thing that I've ever found. His
Amen.
name's Jesus. He saved me. I've had victory through Jesus."
Praise
And
God.
when Brother Creech testified, that reminded me of that. One day we will be rewarded.
Amen.
He's in heaven right now enjoying his eternal reward
Praise
because he
God.
made the decision that he was
Praise
going to
God.
follow Jesus. And that he was going to do what Jesus said, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every
Amen.
creature. And there are people on this planet today that know Jesus because of him. And I want to be an
Praise the
example
Lord.
like that today.
Praise God. Amen. Well, we've always got time for one more. We don't want to. Amen. No.
You still know that God is faithful. He has never failed us yet.
Amen.
And I just praise him for that. And I thank him that I want to give the devil a stinking black eye.
Amen. Amen. Praise God. Praise the Lord. That's a good way to give the devil a black eye.
Yes.
Amen. And God's worthy of all our praise. Appreciate the testimony. Appreciate the Sunday morning message, and God we trust. The Romans. Thought a lot about that. I'm glad it's on all of our currency.
Yes.
Amen. But one of my favorite scriptures, it says, "In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not unto thine own understandings, and in all thy way." I'm glad if we'll trust in him, lean upon him and not our own understandings, he'll work everything out for our good. Not that it's all going to be good, but he'll work it all out for our good and for his glory if we'll just take our hands off it. Yes, sister, behind you, brother.
I just wanted to say, when I had the kids paint on rocks, I always try to put a scripture in there, and I don't know if they listen or not. But God is my rock.
Amen.
He will
Amen.
always be my rock. And I said, why do you think he's called a rock? And because it's hard, and God will always defend us. He is always going to be there, and we can trust him.
Amen.
And I love him.
Praise the Lord. Praise God. Amen. Aren't you glad for his presence tonight? Amen. Aren't you thankful for the times that he appears in your vehicle with you? Listening to a song, a gospel song, and that song is exactly what you need to hear at that time. And blesses your heart and encourages you and helps you to overcome whatever you're going through. Amen. We're overcomers, church. We haven't made it home yet. But by the grace of God and by the help of his Spirit, we can overcome.
Amen.
Amen. By the word of our testimony. And you've done that tonight. And by the blood of the Lamb. We're more than conquerors. Amen. And prayer warriors. And that's what we want to do. And those of some of you have signed up for that 24-hour prayer. And I was listening to a radio station this morning. And this church has a constant prayer meeting. I didn't catch where it was at. There was over 700 people that are involved in this prayer meeting. And there was 2 of them that they mentioned that pray 1 hour every day. And their ages was 10 and 11 years old. And they've been praying for 1 hour a day for a couple years. And that's amazing. And the lady that was telling about these 2 young, one was a girl and one was a boy. And the lady asked them about their prayer life, how it got started. And it was that they asked God to do something. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened to you. And God answered that individual's prayer in a great way. And from then on, he was constantly praying and bombarding heaven for other things and for other needs. And she said, I had a son that hadn't darkened the church doors for 30 years. I asked them to pray for him. She said the next Sunday, my son went to church.
Amen.
Amen?
Yes.
God hears. And God's going to answer prayer for his church. And he has. And he will continue. Amen? Look, one more over here.
I didn't really want to share this story, but I really feel like God has laid it on my heart to share.
Amen.
So last week, I went on a trip with people from my school. We went to South Carolina for a fine arts festival. And when we were coming back up to Indy, my mom had sent me a text message and she's like, I'm praying that you'll be safe. And before we left the house, we prayed for our safety.
God bless her. Help her, Lord.
While we were driving home, we were on the interstate. A bus car on the road, and I'm still here. I just really wanted to praise the Lord.
Yes, thank the Lord. Amen. Praise God. Praise God. Amen.
Children and young people testify.
Amen.
I'm so thankful that I serve a God that is able to do exceedingly abundant above all that we ask for today.
Yes.
According to your power.
Praise God. Praise God.
And I can testify to that
Yes.
because when my husband died real young, I just asked the Lord, please help me to live to raise my children.
Sure.
And now I have great grandchildren
Wow.
that are growing up. He's just been so good to me. I don't know what the tomorrow's hold, but I'm so thankful that if I go, I'm going to be with Jesus.
Praise
I
God.
praise His
Praise
precious
the
name.
Lord.
Sometimes I wish He would take me,
Yeah.
but He hasn't yet.
Amen.
But I was just praying the other day, and I said, Lord, will you please, and I know He will you please bottle up my tears
Amen.
for my kids, because I'm afraid I'm going to have to die before some of them are in, but I feel like they're going to get in because of the prayers, not only of me, mine, but others that are praying.
Praise God. Praise God.
Amen.
Bless His name. Tears are a language that God understands. Sometimes you don't even have to say a word. Just cry. That's a great prayer. Amen. You're pouring your heart out to God, just in tears. Bless His holy name. Everybody minded God tonight. Amen. We don't want to leave you out. And if so, man, you can bring the mics up, and then we'll take prayer requests at this time. All right. Let's pray for our church services on Sunday morning, Sunday night. Pray for each other. Pray for our brother Rod Vore. He should have made it to Arizona, but we're going to miss him. Amen. And was it Lisa that had the surgery? Trust that she's doing fine. Let's continue to remember her in our prayers. Pray for our pastors. He's traveling back from that viewing. Pray for the families that lost loved ones as well. Amen. Do you have any other special requests that you'd like the church to help you pray for with? Yes, brother. Amen. All right. I'm sure we all have unspoken requests. My uplifted hand, that's all who can kneel or bow your heads, and some can come to the front, to the altars, and let's all call upon the Lord together.
Heavenly Father, as we bow in thy wonderful presence, we thank you, Lord, for your help tonight. Amen.